This is your daily market review for Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review, Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. Yeah. Well, did you expect this happen? If you didn't, then you haven't been paying attention to the channel. I hope people understand that, again, risk reward probabilities are just what they are. Again, they're not really emotional. They're just trying to do the right thing at the right time with taking the emotion out of it. And as we talked about, the market had all risk at this point. Again, if you think one candidate is crushing the other, then the problem is that it could only get worse from here. And so a lot of people, I think, realized that everything was pricing in. Again, near term, it looked bearish. Longer term, of course, the markets typically go up. So this is where you have to be very careful. Trade your positions, know them well, know what's going to lead, and do yourself a damn favor. Trade around. Again, meaning trade around. If you're long, you should have been taking profits the more the market just made more highs. If you're shorting, then again, when it drops, take profits. We do expect some bigger moves potentially. So let's get into it seasonally. Again, if October starts getting scary, you can bet it's going to get worse. That's the thing I'd caveat with folks. That's why you have to have stops here, because I've seen, again, market crashes, not market crashes, but market downtrends start in October. If October, as they call it, isn't the play, then it could get worse into the end of the year because people start locking in profits. Hedge funds, institutions will take profits to get their bonuses locked in for the year. And then after that, it's just nothing. Again, there's no volume potentially of buyers. It can get very interesting. Again, we'll talk about it as needed, but be safe. After hours, Tesla's earnings, absolutely. Again, there's Newmont. Again, we talked about gold miners. Look at that, 87%. Tesla, again, people are paying 120 times earnings for revenues that rose 8.8%. Just be careful. Again, tech to me has no growth. Commodities, materials do. Again, if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room. A link in the description below. Please leave a like, a comment, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Let me know how I can help you. Do not hesitate to reach out. Follow on Twitter. Talked about this. I was the only person out here going, once the feds, again, leave a comment if you remember this. Once the feds cut the interbank lending rate, we thought rates were going to go higher near term. And they have. Now what? Again, you better see some straight up Again, the best way for the feds to get interest rates down, people to buy the 10-year treasury, is what? Markets to puke. Rotation out of stocks into what? Bonds. Keep that in mind. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Again, tons of videos, educational videos. Check out my website. Here's the link as well. Recommended reading. Twitter. All sorts of fun videos. Education. What you need to know. Holler at your boy. Calendly. Again, if you need to chat 30 minutes, hit me up. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions about the markets. CME watch tool. As we talked about, odds of a cut are 1. Well, if the market gets worse, then you'll get 2. That's all I really can say on that. Oil, this has got to be the hardest part, meaning like I like oil long term, but let's see if it'll refresh. Yeah. Oil at this point, again, downside risk, probably not huge, but it is possible. Again, World War III, geopolitical risk, all that crap makes it tough. That's why again, to me, the easier trade is shorting tech. Everyone hates hearing that, but that's the reality in my opinion. Bitcoin, why is it not showing the lines? Maybe it's this one. There we go. Look at this. Is why we draw the trend lines. Hits the range highs, backs off. Very technical. Seems to be holding 65,000 again. This is the key. If it breaks it, look out below. Natural gas, I'd like to see it in the $1 handle. Near term, it's looking like it's probably a little oversold by nature. Look at that. It goes from $3 down to $2.28. You do the math on that. That's a sizable down move. Near term, not surprised if it chops around, bounces around. Just ten cuidado. Be careful. If you need Spanish lessons, hit me up too. Just kidding. If you need psychology, therapy, no, I'm just kidding. Dollar. Today's action, I will say this. I've been warning. I'm like, the dollar action isn't showing that globally everything is good. You don't see the dollar rally that strong unless there's geopolitical potential problems. Today's action, keep it on. This could be a turning point. TLT, I mean, a lot of turning points potentially. We talked about filling the gap. Again, I'm out of bonds. I'm just going to go short tech. Look for long in commodities on dips. It's going to be probably very simple. Bonds, I mean, this is the thing, right? Are you betting on the Feds at this point? No, I mean, cutting rates doesn't matter. It's what the 10-year will do. If inflation gets higher, I mean, people will sell bonds. It's just the nature of the beast. The VIX, as we talked about, building a base here at 18. You're welcome. The VIX, as we said, leads. It always leads. Look what bottomed. Boom, 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 boom. Booyah, booyah, booyakasha. SPY said, watch the 8 and 10 day. What do we do? What do we do? Broke it. 20 days next. We talked about that. Look where it bounced. I mean, it's almost so near term, right? Does it make sense? QQQ again. I would be worried of a gap down. We talked about the Qs, right? Lagging. Trapping. Failing. Hit 20-day bounced. But look where it's bounced, right? Where it should. Keep an eye on it. Okay? IWM, we talked about, should be leading. IWM should lead in October if the market's up. Remember, when you zoom out, this is still nowhere close to all-time highs. Retest the range highs. Starts giving it up 4 days in a row. Ugh. Dia. This has been on fire, right? Well, McDonald's probably heard it today, but look. Gold. Again, I'm not bearish long-term, but I do not like to chase. This action, at some point, again, they will throw the baby out with the bathwater. If the VIX actually starts performing, VIX up, volatility up, people start distributing. They will sell the leaders as well. Everything gets sold. It's called market action, redemptions. When people need to redeem, they'll sell anything. Silver, oh God, is this I don't want to say what it could be because I want to be bullish silver. I mean, again, I told people if you've been buying physical the last couple of years, you were going to get paid. It's just near term. Leave it alone. I mean, people are getting mad. That's just my opinion. GDX, we talked about it holding up. Again, I like these names long term. I think you disappear. You go away, come back a year from now, it'll be fine. But near term, again, with something like AEM, right? Like in Newmont, with their earnings are only going to be crushing it in time. It's just, would you get a penalty because of the market action? And when that happens, that's where it has to price in a little pain. And then boom, booyah. And then rotate. Money has to rotate, remember. If money's plowing into semiconductors, it's not going into gold. It's not going into miners. That's why I'm telling you, I think the trade is simple. It's just patience. AEM, again, been a leader. AG broke the downtrend. Looks, I mean, again, all these names, if they pull back, I don't know. Newmont, let's see where it's at after hours. Because we talked about this one looking pretty strong, holding up. Oh, man, it's at 54. Pulling back. This is the thing. Like, imagine that. Tesla has an earnings growth of 8%, up 8%. After hours, right? It's at like 220. We'll look at it in a sec. Newmont has growth of 87%, and it's down 4% after hours. Guess what? The market is not always predictable. Told y'all. I'm trying to explain to y'all. It's hard sometimes. PAAS broke the head and shoulders downtrend. Here's your head and shoulders. Here's the downtrend. Broke it. New highs. Okay, keep an eye on it. Taiwan Semi. Be careful. This feels like it's topped. Look at that volume. At highs, novice gap, trap, big long wick. You want to buy it? Good luck. Say some prayers. I'll say prayers for you. New Micron, retest the 100-day range highs. Again, when you zoom out, these don't look good. They don't look good. AMD, right? It's already topped. You break this trend line, look out below. Everyone expect the gap to fill. And again, in downtrends, gaps don't fill. I got so many people on StockTwits and they're like, oh, you idiot. I'm like, you guys are going to get bageled at some point. The top is in. No, semi. Dude, semis are priced in. It's priced in. You break the trend line. Now I'm saying they're going to zero, but have you studied the past on chips? They become a commodity. Let me just do this for y'all. So people who just don't listen, like, here you go. Look at these big up moves. Then they give them back. 2000s. Semis are going to be in everything. Goes from 50 down to 4. 2006. Oh, they got the hot chip. Now, I don't know where the downside is in AMD, but to me, we're not even close to where it could be. That's all I would say. Be careful. I hope I'm wrong. Dead wrong for the bulls because they just seem to again, semis this is the problem with the semi cycle, right? Once you build overbuild, oversupply, and then you hit a recession. It's it's like too many cookies out there, and they're just there's no margins. They just sell giveaway cookies. It'd be like a cookie shop overcooking. NVIDIA looks like a fake breakout. Keep an eye on it. Again, everyone and their mom, even the management can't sell fast enough. Why is retail buying? $3 trillion company. Dude, it is priced at, it boggles the mind. Anyway, SMCI, again, this has a huge short interest. This looked like it was pretty strong for growth-wise, but this is what worries me. It's like, this is what AMD looks like. It's like, oh yeah, high, chop, then boom. We'll see. Intel, everyone gets pissed off. I say it every day, like, stop saying it's going to get delisted. That's what I keep hearing. It's going to get kicked out of the Dow. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Again, I think it's all the government subsidies in the world. It doesn't, not the right time in the cycle. Great. Building inventory as growth slows. Demand, people are like, demand's picking up. Yeah, no, it's priced in. It's just like Tesla. When Tesla went bonkers, everyone's like, oh, the future's electric cars. Got it. Once it priced in, what? They had to earn it. And now you have to earn these multiples. And these tech companies, and I'm telling you, they don't have the capacity. They're overvalued. SMH 20-day, we talked about the first bounce. Pulls back. Adobe, check it out, right? Gaps down, making new lows. Apple, we told you it was I'm not going to say it. It was a gift. It's an absolute gift up here. You have a double top. Now, again, going into earnings, it could pull back and then hold some levels, maybe fill some gaps. Their phone's going to suck. We have to remember, too, China, if there's any hint at war stuff, China's going to stop using American products, and then we're going to restrict sending them to China. Maybe all the BRICS all of a sudden join up, and we're like, we're not sending. It could get, again, there's no possible scenario where, again, the perfect price storm is not priced in. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Amazon hits range, hits the blue zone, backs off. Meta, we talked about kissing the ring. It's probably priced in, talked about it bouncing, but here you go. If the market pulls back, so does Meta. CRM hits the range highs. What does it do? Backs off. Guggenheim. Some folks like the short. It makes sense, chopping around. But again, they have earnings coming up next week. Microsoft pops yesterday, opens high, closes at the low today. NDAQ, again, I think this is going to be the long-term easiest short ever because no one was going to be using this stuff. Right? Keep an eye on it. MicroStrategy. Again, this is a big doji today, y'all. Be careful. Big doji. Big doji. Netflix and chill. Gaps up on earnings. We said this could be a trap. The end of the move. Like, if you flip this chart upside down and this was like a bottom, you'd be like, damn, that could be the bottom. But since this chart's up, everyone's like, no, it can't be a top. We'll see. Roblox. Petablocks. Again, I'd like to see some management flipped over. PanW double top. That's a big red bar. Big red bar. But again, the volume isn't crazy. It's worth a watch. Tesla after hours is at 238, which puts it around the 20-day. Again, this is why I tell you earnings are just gambling. Might as well roll dice. Might as well go to Vegas and put money on red and black. About the same odds of being, again, Newmont can have great earnings, goes down. Tesla's earnings, mediocre. Again, everyone assumed the worst, and it bounces. Okay, we'll see how long it lasts. Be careful. Insight. Again, I hope this company gets smashed down into the 50s. I'd love to buy it. Palantir, again, we've talked about this one being okay. But again, if it's been on a big move, the profits can be taken. McDonald's, here you go. This is the hardest thing about McDonald's trading, whatever you want to call it. Oh, excuse me. Looks like it's good, then boom, E. coli. Take profits. Or you don't, or the market can take them, but it better hold that 300 area. DraftKings, yeah, this thing just looks like a matter of time before it breaks. Airbnb, as we talked about, what was coming. Trash floats last. Now it starts whopping down. Costco, can't sell gold bars fast enough. Holding up pretty well. Credit where credit's due. Starbucks, interesting action today, right? We talk about kitchen sinking the quarter. Again, I know what I'm trying to explain to y'all how this shit works. You need a kitchen sink the quarter, and look what the reaction was. Okay, now near term, again, they basically said we're not giving any guidance. I would tell you near term is just be careful. FedEx, because it could stay in that chop range. Again, things you don't see if the economy's strong. Gapping down. rises back, pops, double tops, intra, fail. Cat, breaking the 20-day. Uh-oh. Deer, it's been holding up pretty well. Chopping around, but you got a reference. Nucor, again, I thought their earnings were solid as could be. Gaps down. Womp, womp. This is, again, why, again, I love materials, but I do not want, I want the same kind of idea that Starbucks, kitchen sink, that these CEOs, management says, yeah, the worst is here, but our future is bright. They're going to kitchen sink the quarter, they're going to say boom, 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 and everyone's going to go penalize them because it's a down market, and then guess what? They don't go down. Letter X, again, I like this on pullbacks. VALE, yeah, we like materials, man. Let this thing get crushed. Arrow, who doesn't like copper? Let it, bro, come on down the 12, 14 range. CCJ, again, like warned folks, like this could be a bull drop. All good news is coming out. And a big gap. Big gap. Yikes. CF. Again, we like ag. People got to eat, right? People got to eat. Holding the range. Just chopping around. Again, these maybe need to get through earnings and get wiped out one time. And Aaron, again, aluminum. Who doesn't like aluminum? Please wipe these out. At some point, XLF, we talked about how do banks hold up with everything going on. They are 8 and 10 day. Once they break, oof. I mean, again, you have references on some of these. JP Morgan, double top. You want to short up here? Makes sense. Morgan Stanley, right? Keep an eye on it. Breaks out. Is it a trap? Right? We talk about these like big gap ups. Could it trap? Bet your ass it could. Bank of America, Buffett can't sell fast enough. Lower high. Goldman Sachs. Look at this big pop off and then chop in here. All right, watch what happens. Carry. Looks like it's going to break out. Hits the trend line. Doink. Backs off. XBI. This is a globe. Like, this is like a risk on name. Junior bios, of course, they're like risk on. Lower highs. Jets. Just again, kind of following through this stuff. Some people are looking at it. It makes sense to me up here. Again, it's just if oil comes down, will airlines get a benefit of the doubt before people realize demand destruction? Also applies to, if it's applying to gasoline and oil, probably means people aren't flying as much either. Retro raggy. Housing, as we talked about. Yeah, this was just due. And this is what worries me about people in the markets. Like, they're just like, oh, we can chop up here and we can play around and bam. Oh, I'll just disappear for a week. Bam. Sorry, Chef Emerald. XRT again, retail stocks. Like, look at them. They hit the range highs, back off. Good old solar. Told y'all this is crap. Range lows, Sedge, 15. You're welcome. Near term, I mean, again, it's almost like they're so oversold they should bounce. Should being the key word. End phase, again, we talked about this. If you shorted this in the 300s, nice work. Now, near term, again, you're back at range lows. I mean, don't be surprised if you get a bounce. Again, I'm telling you, if oil's down, why would anyone buy solar? If natural gas gets back to $1, again, you need all this stuff to wipe out. 200-day, no diggity, no doubt. Corporate debt, been trying to bang the mallet every day up here. You got to be high out of your mind to be buying corporate debt. That's all I'm going to say. I'll stay. That's what I'm staying on. Oil, chopping around. I can't really say much on this. Natural gas, again, I hate the UNG. I think the trade is shorting the KLD, but talked about is due to bounce. Here's the KLD. If you got up near 80, you're looking good. I hope we get another retest. I didn't take it. It is what it is. XOP, we like oil and gas, but here's the thing, right? You want to break out. Hits the downtrend, hits up, gives it up. Watch these areas. CVE, again, this is a big trade. Looks like 16 to 20 until it goes. Valero, we talked about gasoline names leading. They're not looking strong. Look at them. They're at the range lows or making new lows. That's not what you want to see. ExxonMobil is holding up pretty well. Got to give it credit where credit's due. Occidental, again, big fan of this. Buffett's buying. I should be buying. Right? Zoom out. Looks like a big chop zone. Looking at the range lows, looks like a freaking gift. Pricing in all the worst. EQT, same kind of thing. Big chop zone. Please come back down to 28. Last but not least, Flex LNG for the win. Again, we are long-term natural gas exporters, in my opinion. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. Leave a comment below. Let me know how I can help. Always here for you guys. Have a great evening. Peace.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.